Welcome everybody to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at an absolutely joyful game of Judit Polgar versus Ferenc Berkes from 2003 in Budapest, and this is a really beautiful attacking game. And first, may I ask if you enjoyed the game, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. But we're going to begin by looking at Judit. She plays e4, we get e6, we get the French defense, we get d4, d5, knight c3, knight f6, and then we get bishop to g5 with the idea of pinning the knight. If we push the pawn, well, then you can win it because you don't want to lose the queen. So we get pawn takes, knight takes, same idea here, and so the bishop covers. Then we get bishop takes knight, and bishop takes bishop, and then we get knight to f3. We get castles by black, queen to d2, getting ready to castle long. And then we get knight to d7, and now we get Long's castle. Then we get bishop e7, and as you can see, this is all book theory now. Wasn't quite book theory at the time, but this is all book theory. Then we get bishop to d3, b6, with the idea of course, attacking along this diagonal. Then we get knight to e5, and here Judith is saying, well, I'm coming to attack. I don't know about you, but I'm attacking today. So we get pawn to h6. Obviously defending the pawn. So you're obviously thinking, well, clearly the correct move here is to bring back your knight. Seems like a bit of a wasted turn. But here we see Judith was not here to place. He was coming here to attack. And so she goes bishop to h7 check, getting the bishop onto the h file. And then after here, you're thinking, well, she's going to lose a piece, does she? Because she drops back bishop to e4, attacking here the rook. Now, this is an incredibly high-level game, and we can see this because what do you think you do here? You're thinking, well, I'm going to move the bishop, surely. That's not the best move because that allows h4, and then you can't really take the knight because you're giving up this discovered check. So after e4, we see that the wonderful, brilliant move of h takes g5 is taken, sacking your rook for that. But can we see here what the move is that Judith plays? Because, as we said, this is a beautiful game and a joyful game to watch. So she does not take the rook in this on this occasion. So what does she take? Can you see what she takes here? Or she doesn't actually take anything. What move does she make? Well, she makes the rather wonderful move of g4. Now, the idea of g4 is that you're going to play h4, and that is going to open up this file here. But the really wonderful thing is she's fixing this pawn here to allow this attack and attacking prospects up the h file. So, what if you decided to go? So here we see in the game what's played is bishop b8. So we get the h4 like we were expecting. And here we see that g6, which is a great move, is played, allowing the king an escape square. So you think, well, why wouldn't you just take on the pawn here? Well, if you took the pawn, that would allow you to play g5, and g5 is now blocking off this square. So after g5, f6 is the best move. But after you play rook takes, we now get our king here. We can get h7, and if the king goes back here, we're allowing future attacks. Or if you didn't play h7, if you just play it here, you're allowing your chance to double up, and you've got a fearsome attack going here. So in the game, though, we got g6, allowing the king to have an escape square. And so we get h takes g6, and here we get discovery check. So we get king to g7. After king g7, we get queen to f4. And in the game, we got a blunder, and it doesn't seem like a massive blunder. There's only bishop to b7. We'll see why that's a blunder, but what other moves could you play other than bishop to g7? We possibly may have thought, well, what about if you played rook to h8? Well, that allows this sequence to run out. We get rook to h8, queen to h8, e5, and e5 is a really great move because it's attacking this pawn with the queen. It's also threatening to come in here to attack both the rook and the bishop. So if you played knight takes on e5 after check, g8, we get queen takes the pawn here, and after check by here, you see that you're going to have to give up the bishop to save the rook. And after queen takes and pawn moves to e5, take the pawn back, and white is clearly winning. So interesting sequence of moves that could have played out, but instead we had b7 in the game. And after b7 we got the brilliant move rook to h8. Outstanding move. Wouldn't have found that in a million years myself, because after king takes, queen to h2, king to g8, we get rook to h1, and after bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes with check, beautiful move at the pawn. And in the game, he decided to give up his queen, and then after bishop takes, queen takes, we see here that we've got two rooks and a knight and an extra pawn against a queen and a bishop. But with the king being boxed in here, the attacking prospects for Judit is just so great. It's going to be difficult to survive, and I think he just had enough at this stage after being played off the park. So a really beautiful game here by Judit Polgar, and I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like and subscribe.